I have an addiction to mods. You see, I have this thing where I'll play a game for about a day or two, and then I'll decide, you know what would make this game better? A nuke! And from there, it almost always spirals out of control until the game is about as stable as a League of Legends player. And the most recent game to fall victim to this habit is Bonelab. Over the past week, I've installed about 70 mods, but there's one in particular that I've been having a lot of fun with, and that is the Car Mega Pack.
Blackhawk? That's not a car.
When I installed this mod, I thought that there would be a couple cars, maybe a truck, and then that would be it. But there was a lot of other vehicles, like a four-wheeler, a bank truck, a dragster, and a Nighthawk helicopter, which seems a bit out of place if I'm being honest, but then again, who cares, because it's super fun to fly. And crash. I actually think crashing it might be just as fun as flying it, because when you start falling out of the sky, the camera stays in line with the helicopter. So if the helicopter's upside down, you're upside down, which is somewhat nauseating, but I think the fun is worth it. It's kind of like going on a roller coaster. Only a roller coaster doesn't make reality crumble in front of you.
Wow, I really don't know how that happens, to be honest with you.
Getting more on the topic of actual cars, have you ever been driving and you see somebody on the sidewalk and you think to yourself, man, what if I were to just... Well, if you have, first of all, you should see a therapist. Secondly, if that doesn't work, you can just do it in this game. I can't tell you how strangely satisfying it is to send someone flying over the hood of your car. And speaking of hoods, you can actually open the hoods to some of these cars, as well as the trunks.
Oh, that's cool. Can I get into the back? Like, can I open the... You can! You can open it! Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do with this.
But on top of that, the person who made this mod made it so you can turn on the car's lights, radio, and put the cars in park, which you actually end up using a lot more than you expect. I think part of the reason why I love this mod so much is that it gives me a lot of nostalgia for the Gary's Mod days. I remember there was a series of mods for Gmod called S-Cars, and it was one of those must-have mods, like the Drax pack is for Bonelab. And while we're on the topic of Gmod, the map I was using to drive these cars around in was originally from Gary's Mod. It's called Golden City, and it's, in my opinion, one of the greats of Gary's Mod maps. It's got buildings you can throw people off of. It's got roads that you can use to run people over.
Beep, beep, coming through.
So pretty much everything you could ask for in a Gary's Mod map. There was also the dragster I mentioned earlier, which I think is the fastest car in the pack. It kind of makes me wish that whoever made this mod added a speedometer, because I would really love to see how fast I was going. Also, something else I tried to do with this car was drive off a roof.
You know, I actually really wonder, what would it be like to drive off of a building? Oh, this was a bad idea!
Which I know sounds incredibly useless, but it was the same sort of thing as crashing the helicopter. There's just something so great about falling in VR and having your vision flip around as you do. Driving around this map and committing various felonies really made me wish that there was a VR GTA game. I don't know why, but it feels like most devs just either don't know how to make VR cars, or they just don't want to make VR cars. Which is really too bad, because of course there are racing games, but there's nothing that has a mixture of walking and driving. I mean, with this mod, Bonelab is kind of like that, but there's no story or objective. And I hope that if you're watching this in the future, there's a game like that. But for now, we just have to wait until somebody finally decides to make a VR GTA. Anyway, I genuinely hope that you have a good day, and if you're having a bad day, I really hope that it gets better. Anyway, thank you to the original people who joined my Discord server. Zero, Virtual Moldavite, Tab to Win, Siegmund, Marco Sec, Leojic, John Dragon Ball, Eve Music, Daybreak, Chicken, Catachu, Alfie, and King Arthur. Viper is gone. I've established that Viper is the one that's gone missing, so I'm going to choose someone else at random. Shopping cart guy. Alright, anyways, I generally hope all of you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.
We need like a chalk, or a chuck, or whatever it's called, to stop this from rolling backward anymore. Alright, that should do.